Before we dive in, I want to share something with you. If you've ever found yourself in the middle of a panic attack thinking, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say to myself right now, I created a free guide called Panic Attacks: What to Say to Your Brain When You're Spiraling. Because in these moments, it's not about trying to force yourself to calm down or think positive. It's about having supportive words that actually meet your brain where it is so you can stop the spiral from escalating. Inside, I walk you through simple, grounded phrases you can say to yourself when your mind is telling you you're not safe, something is wrong, or you're losing all control. It's free and you can grab it in the show notes. I'm Shannon Ireland, your host of a Healthy Push podcast. I struggled with anxiety, panic disorder, and agoraphobia for 15 years. Everything used to be hard for me. Even just driving 5 minutes from my house used to feel impossible. But now I absolutely live for travel and adventure, and I experience lots of peace and joy. I've not only reclaimed my life, but I've helped hundreds of others to do the same. Here, we stop managing anxiety and instead we create a healthy relationship with it. One where you say goodbye to the anxious thoughts, symptoms, panic attacks, and fears, and you actually live your life. Forget complicated strategies, quick fixes, or the same old hacks you've heard 100 times before. Each week, I'll bring you simple, actionable advice and honest conversations that lead to real, long-term healing. You aren't just an anxious person, my friend. There are reasons why you're struggling with anxiety, and these are things you can fix and heal from. And this is where that journey begins. Welcome. You're right where you're meant to be. Hello, and welcome back to a Healthy Push podcast. I am here with Brittany, and we're doing another Recovered and Rambling. Hey, Brittany.
Yay, hello.
So I love these. But this one's like they're all pre-recorded, but this one's like especially pre-recorded because I'm obviously like gonna have the baby soon. And so we're like, what could we talk about? Like we have to pick a topic because we're not gonna be able to talk about like current life and current life events, which sucks. But like I feel like we came up with a really good topic for this episode. So, we're going to be rating anxiety tools. And these are all tools that we used, tried back when we were struggling. And I think it's just going to be like, honestly, mostly comical, but too helpful in the sense of here's the stuff we tried and was actually helpful. And like, here's the stuff that you could probably just like skip and do not even go there.
Save a few dollars, please.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I think, we were talking about this, the money you spend because 'cause you're just, like, desperate and you'll do anything, and if you see something, right, and you're, like, in the trenches, you're like, "Oh, yeah, that's $60 or $600, like, that let's do it."
Yep, worth it, whatever it takes. Your
Right.
whole mind frame is whatever it takes, just put an
Yeah.
end to this.
Yeah, it's so wild. Okay, so, like, it's not all gonna be things, obviously, that you can buy because there's so much like, it's so interesting. Brittany and I's journey with panic agoraphobia was, like, similar, but also, like, different in the sense of we struggled at very different times.
Yeah.
So, I think that's something really helpful to mention because when I struggled, oh my god, I'm gonna, like, age myself, but I was, like, teenager into early th early no, late 20s? So, I mean, I was, like, 12, 13 when things really started to, like, be noticeable and problematic, and that was 20 years ago. I mean, like, it's so long ago, and we didn't like, back then, I sound like my friggin' mom. Back in the day, we didn't have all the stuff now that, like,
Yeah.
is pushed for anxiety relief and wellness, and, like, there weren't really products to buy, and there wasn't really social media. I
Yeah.
didn't like, I remember we talked about this yesterday, like, I didn't have a phone. It wasn't
Yeah.
like, I'm sure I did have a phone, but it was probably like a flip phone or whatever, but it wasn't like, "Oh, I'm doom scrolling or looking at the internet for advice or
Yeah.
looking for products." Like, it wasn't a thing when I was struggling, but
Yeah.
for you? It wa
Yeah, well, we're the same age, we're
Yeah,
millennials, but
yeah,
mine was much later, like, I had just avoided and ignored for so long that I started to feel the wrath of it more in my 30s, so, like, yeah, mine the availability was different, the things that were pushed in my face were different, so, yeah.
yeah. I know, I look at, like, the time frame in which I struggled, and I'm, like, kinda thankful because there wasn't so much stuff, and it wasn't like,
Mhm.
it's just like motherhood. I compare kind of the 2 sometimes because 'cause I'm, like, I think motherhood having Amelia when I was 31, just, like, 8 years ago almost, that, like, it was more complicated because there is social media and there's so much more advice and, like, just more shit, and comparing it to my anxiety recovery, like, I didn't have any of that, like, "Do this, you should try this, you should buy this," like, there wasn't any of that, it was just like, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
gonna wing it, and, like, you're gonna be in therapy, and
Mhm.
here are some pills." Like, "Oh,
Yep,
great, thanks."
yep.
Okay, I could keep going, but let's let's dive in. Let's start with breathing exercises because I feel like these are so common, so widely talked about, like, as being helpful, and I think I obviously back in my recovery, this was a big thing. It was, like, the box breathing, the just, like, numerous types of breathing exercises, and obviously the whole intention of this tool, right, is, like, it connects you to your body, it can slow things down, it can help to, like, quote, "regulate you." I People might be surprised by this. I really do like breathing exercises. Like, I would honestly give them, like, a 7 out of 10, but not using them, especially solely in moments of anxiety. And I think that's kinda where people get a lot of these tools wrong, is, like, they're only using them in anxious moments
Yeah.
and finding it's not helpful because, yeah, your brain has no experience with it. So you're trying to, like, breathe your way out of the panic attack, and your body's just like, "Absolutely not." Like, we're not
Nope. Mhm.
yeah, like, not happening. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what do
And
you think?
this is the thing that people always, like, that don't understand or just, like, giving you or trying to give you advice,
Uh-huh.
they're like, "Just breathe. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, just breathe." And you're like, it's like, "Let me just breathe,
Like,
okay."
I can't, I'm hyperventilating,
Like,
like,
I
literally.
actually can't breathe. Exactly. Like, you really must not have ever experienced this because this is not the thing right now.
Yeah.
But I do agree once you're able to, like, calm yourself a little bit and then, like, I do understand the breathing for sure. I got in my own little rhythm of doing something once I started to already calm down, but not in the thick of it.
Yeah, and I think it's got it like, I found it most helpful. It was sort of like, when I stumbled upon, and we'll talk about this one, but, like, when I stumbled upon meditation, that's, I think, when it clicked for me of like, "Oh, we have to do, like, the mindfulness type work outside of anxious moments." Like, I've
Yes.
gotta like, I've gotta
Yeah.
actually teach my system how to regulate and not in the anxious moments because you can't force that when you're super anxious. So, yeah, but this is definitely different than, I mean, people telling you to just breathe is just nonsense, and that's that's not helpful. But, yeah, I think along with this, so this is this is where it gets interesting, right? Because you mentioned that you, like, bought a device that's sort of, like, how is along these lines, right? And for me, that this was, like, never a thing, but I see it all the time now, and I'm like, "Oh god."
All the time. Yeah, the freaking Call Me Go things, you've probably seen it, it's always on Instagram, I always see it on things, and they literally market it as, like, stopping panic attacks, like, in their tracks, which is so unfair because it is not the case, um, but I like, when you are, like, doing better and you look back, you're like, "Oh, it's literally it's just a breathing exercise." They just give you a
Yeah.
tool to breathe into with essential oils.
They give you
Um,
a device to put all your hopes and dreams in, and then
exactly,
you're like, "This ain't gonna work."
exactly. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna be the one. This is gonna be the one. This is gonna
Yep.
work." And I got it, and then I was like, "No, this is not it. This is not it. It's not it. I wish that I did not spend the money on this."
Right, and I think it's not, like, to bash I with all these tools, right? Like, I'm never if you find something to be helpful, like, that's great, and I think some of these things can, like, be supportive, but they're not gonna be, like, the magical fix, right? It's not like, "Oh, I landed on this breathing exercise, and it took away all my anxiety," or this device. I personally like, with any type of device, I would say you've really gotta slow it down and check in with yourself before you go buying stuff like this, because if it is promising, like, instant relief or it's gonna take away the anxiety, like, that should be a red flag for you because you know, like, nothing can really do that. So,
Yeah.
maybe we gotta pause before we hit the purchase button.
Yeah, and I could see how that could be helpful along with the breathing exercise because, like, when you're doing really bad, like, I remember being like, breathing exercises, like, whatever. But, like,
Yeah.
now I'm like you said, you have to do it outside of the anxious moments. Like, you have to,
Mhm.
like, really take care of your nervous system. So if the Kamigo helps you breathing
Yeah.
in other times, that's great because I do understand, like, sometimes you need, like, something to, like, push you or help you, like,
Yeah. Yeah. Just give you the
but
even that reminder of, like, freaking breathe.
yes. Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. But
Yeah.
it's not but the way it's marketed is unfair because, like, we're in
Mhm.
a desperate spot, we're feeling like nothing can help us, and you're like, "Oh, this'll stop it immediately," and you're like, "Okay, so will I,"
Yeah.
and that's just not how it works. That's not how you take care of yourself.
Right.
Unfortunately, I do
Right.
wish it was in a $60 tool, but
Right. Well, so talking about that, like, because I think this like, these, quote, "quick fixes" type things, because I think
my favorite.
with yeah, right, with we all like, all of us humans want quick fixes, especially in the culture that we live in, but, like, I think there are so many things now that are marketed for anxiety relief, like sour candies and essential oils and, like, gummies and even using ice packs, like, things like that. I think these things I have such an issue with because I think okay, they weren't a thing when I was struggling, like, or I just nobody gave me this advice of, like, "Try this." I totally understand, like, what these things are, like, meant to do or, like, trying to do. It's probably giving you that short-term relief, right? Like, you use the ice pack, you put something cold on you, you take a cold shower, you use the oils, it's kinda like that distraction, right? Like, it pulls your brain back into, like, "We're not gonna keep focusing on the anxiety, we're gonna focus on something else," and so it stimulates that vagus nerve, and you're like, "Okay, great, like, I'm getting some relief." But I think with any of these things, right, you've gotta ask yourself, like, "Is this really practical? Like, am I just gonna every time I feel anxious, am I gonna walk around and eat
Listen,
Sour Patch Kids in the
just
shower?"
do like
Like
I did, and you just buy a bigger purse, so you always have Sour Patch Kids on hand, water bottles, essential oils, like, all the fidget things, like,
right?
I just kept increasing the size of my purse.
Yeah. It's, like, funny, not funny, but that's such a
Yeah,
common, like
totally.
oh, it's so co like, I've worked with so many people who will literally say, like, "I have a knapsack," like, I have, like, legit, like, a bag, and if I don't have that bag with these things, my brain
Mhm.
will immediately go to, like, anxious
Yep.
mode, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's problematic," right? Like,
Yeah.
we can't be relying on these quick fixes to, like, heal our relationship with anxiety because they don't do that. They might give you the short-term relief, but you're not getting that long-term healing that you want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
So
I had gum on me, like, a
yeah.
because, like, peppermint, like, I mean,
Yeah.
you name it, I had it, like, the
I
gummies, like, all the things.
Now that you say that, I feel like maybe I did use Altoids at one point, sort of, for this, because, like, I swear nothing is stronger than a friggin' Altoid, but it is like, these quick fixes, my honest rating of these, like, a 1, like, a 1 out of 10. These should not be the things, and I know sometimes when, like, the panic is really intense and you are reaching for, like, something cold or, the oils or whatever, it's not the end of the world, but it
Yeah.
is like we don't wanna keep consistently using these things. It's
Yeah.
not like I said, it's just not gonna heal your relationship with anxiety.
Yeah, like, if it helps you to have it on you, I think there's definitely a level like, the level of comfort of having your security blanket on you, as
Yeah,
long as you know that it's not actually what's gonna make you better in the long run. It's really just if it makes you feel braver and, like, I think that's, like, what really helped me, like, as I was eventually healing, I kept carrying a lot of this stuff with me just
yeah,
in case, and then it was like, "Oh my god, I left the house without a water bottle." Like, "Okay, I left the house without" my all my tools, my little
yeah.
toolkit.
Yeah. No, we were literally just talking about this in my coaching community the other day of like if it gets you to be courageous enough to take a step towards something that's really hard and something that like maybe you've been
Yeah,
avoiding, cool. Like I'm on
yeah,
board with that, but it can't be a a daily like we're consistently doing this cuz that's
yeah,
of course going to cause problems.
yeah.
Okay, let's get into some thinking type tools. So I think we often, especially in therapy, are given a lot of tools that are maybe more of the mental types of tools
Mhm.
that you can utilize. And I especially think this is true with like CBT therapy. I know back when I was struggling, this is a big one of like, okay, how can we challenge your thoughts? And I think that this can be a really unhelpful tool. I am very honest about my thoughts on this one because I know for myself, like, I'm such a thinker anyway. I'm very much in my head a lot. And especially back when I was struggling, like, a lot of my anxiety was mental, like the mental rumination, the what
Yeah,
ifs, the like worst case scenarios. I was always going along with all the stuff my brain was telling me. I was like, oh, yeah, you think that we're going to go and we're going to pass out and we're going to need to call an ambulance and nobody's going to be able to help because we're going to die. Like, that was where my brain went.
yeah.
Right. So
Mhm.
I remember being told, like, not just once, right? But like, okay, how can we challenge these thoughts? So, for example, I had this really big fear, and you can use this for anything, like any fear, right? But I had this really big fear of like pooping my pants because that's how anxiety often showed up for me was in my stomach. You can use this with panic attacks, right? But like I remember being asked, well, can we challenge this thought? Like, has it ever happened? Like, have you ever pooped your pants? I'm like, well, no. And I remember being told, right? Well, okay, then we have to sort of look at that, right? And I'm like, okay, it does not matter that this thing has not happened. Like, you could take this right with, I'm worried about passing out, I'm worried about losing all control, I'm worried about having the worst panic attack of my life and having to call for help. Even if it hasn't happened, it doesn't mean that your brain isn't gonna just focus on it and be like, "Oh, it hasn't happened, so we don't need to worry about this." Like,
Yeah. It's like, that
n
means it's going to, it just hasn't yet.
right? Right, like, my whole thing is anxiety is so oftentimes very future based. It's, like, predicting the
Yeah,
worst, like, trying to protect you, right? And so,
yeah,
you can't talk that logic into your brain. So, I think with this one, like, if you're trying to challenge your thoughts and, like, I don't know, just kinda go at them in this way of, like, trying to be logical with them, it's not gonna be helpful because you're basically just gonna argue with your brain and, like, try to convince yourself of something that you really like, you can't believe it. So,
yeah.
I think challenging thoughts, like, I don't know, 2, 3 out of 10. But on the other hand, reframing your thoughts I love, and I, like, teach this, I talk so much about this because I found this to be so incredibly helpful. And I don't know, Brittany, you can share if you did this, but, like, instead of trying to challenge your thoughts, you're, like, allowing yourself to actually recognize the thoughts that you're having and working to reframe them, like, put them in a healthier sort of perspective of, like, "Oh, I can have this thought, right, about fearing pooping my pants, but, like, I can look at this in a more healthy way of, like, okay, even if something like that were to happen, right, I would be there for myself, I'd help myself through it, I would be okay." Like, that way more helpful than just trying to tell yourself, "That's not gonna happen. I'm fine." Like, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's sort of like a way of, like, accepting it. Like, I definitely started to do that, and it was just like, "Okay, well, what's the worst that happens?" Like, if I do poop my pants, I just turn around and go home, and I handle
Yeah.
it, like
Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels, like, weird and, like, funny, like, for a little bit to, like,
Mhm.
talk yourself like that, but it really does make a difference because then you're, like you're not letting it have the control of, like, "Oh my god. Oh my gosh, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen." You're just like, "You know what? If it happens, it happens." Like,
Yeah.
you're kind of more, like, nonchalant with it, and it's naturally like, it's just
Yeah, it takes the power out of it. Like,
yeah,
I
exactly, exactly.
yeah, and I think it helps to kinda put that power, that belief, that trust back in you because you're not trying to, like, get rid of anxiety in the sense of I'm challenging, right? I'm battling with the thoughts. I'm actually letting myself have the thoughts, but I'm being so much more supportive and gentle. And yeah, I this is something if any of my students are listening, they know, like, this is basically in every teaching, like, it's weaved into my entire Panic to Peace program. Like, I'm such a huge advocate of reframing your thoughts because it is when you change that relationship with your thoughts and that relationship with your brain, it changes how you feel, and it's massive. Like, it helps to reduce a lot of the sensations, the symptoms, the level of fear that you have. So,
Yeah.
reframing thoughts, definitely like a 9 out of 10 for me. Love it. Love it,
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
agree.
something kind of along these lines, journaling. How do we feel about journaling?
I am not a good journaler, and I'm a writer. Like, I am a
Yep,
writer
same.
through and through. I love writing. I am an English person. I've written children's books. Like, I write poems. I just can't freaking journal. Like, I don't know. I don't know why it's so hard. I will say, like, the few handful of times that I've been, like, forced to write something, like, I did a brain dump in, like, a somatic therapy session, like, it felt amazing.
Yep.
Like, it did feel
Yep.
good afterwards. I just cannot get myself to do it. I don't know. It doesn't feel, like, natural for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I've had a very similar experience. This was definitely something back in my recovery that was, like, suggested, and it is funny because 'cause I'm like you, I'm a writer, I love to write, I love to be creative, but this is so different. So,
Yeah,
I think with journaling, it's like mindfulness. You've gotta find a form of it that is actually helpful for you and that you actually enjoy because otherwise, yeah, you're not gonna do it, you're not gonna find the benefits of it. I think just sitting down and, like, writing out thoughts, like, not helpful, but if you sit down and you have, like, prompts or you have, like, just a certain type of journaling that you do, that can be really helpful because it takes, like, the thinking out of it, and it takes the wanting to, like, do it a certain way or just basically, like, ramble about anxiety, and it helps give, like, a direction to get those emotions out, and I think
yeah,
where journaling can be super helpful is it does help you to process emotions. So, I think for a lot of people, they do find, like, journaling feels weird. It doesn't feel natural, and I
yeah.
think that makes sense because especially so many of us millennials who was I don't know, were any parents like, "Hey, have you tried journaling your feelings?" Like
Yes, it's like talking about ourselves too, right? Like,
Yeah.
we've been, like specifically, yes, like, we've been, like, just, like, "Prete everything's fine, you're fine, you don't have it that bad, it's not that bad
Yeah,
here," like,
yep,
just don't make a big deal about it, so then it's, like, to, like, put down in writing, like, that I'm feeling some type of way about the future or something that could possibly happen, it feels, like, weird and silly and, like,
yeah,
not serious, so it's awkward.
for sure, for sure. So, I think honestly, like, I would give this a 5 out of 10. I think that journaling can be maybe even higher. I think it can be really helpful, but you've gotta have some sort of, like, I don't know, direction with it. Like, it can't just be, I'm opening my journal and I'm just like maybe that works for you, but for a lot of people, I
Yeah.
find having prompts, having some sort of direction with it allows you to actually, like, process the emotions in a way that's gonna be helpful. So,
Yeah.
okay, let's talk about distraction. So,
Another good one.
obvious oh, like, okay, I'll say this. Distraction is something we all need, like, especially when you're really struggling, when you're in the thick of it and having a lot of anxiety and panic, like, we don't get through hard stuff without distraction. Like, life itself, talk about
Yeah,
life being
true.
hard. Like, there's just been so much shit and so much heavy shit and, like, not just relating to anxiety, right? But, like, we all need some level of distraction of, like, pulling away.
Yeah.
So, I people, right, might be surprised by this one, but I think distraction, like, 6 out of 10 can definitely be incredibly helpful, but it's like the quick fixes, like we don't wanna be doing this all the time and
Uh,
every time we feel anxious, but I think distraction, we maybe, like, look at it as bad because, yeah, you are trying to, like, in a sense, get away from the feelings, but sometimes we need that because we can't the whole sit with it, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna sit with it while I feel like somebody's holding me underwater and I
yeah.
can't breathe and I don't like, no, that's not really
Mhm.
possible. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't how do you feel about distraction?
No, I hear you. I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, there's just even anxiety aside, I think that
Yeah.
distraction has its healthy need at times for sure. I mean, otherwise you just be inundated with sadness and bad things often. So I do think it's good. It's just again, it's just not it goes right with the quick fixes, I feel like. It's like it's
Yeah.
fine for the moment, but it's
Yeah, we
not
don't wanna
long
rely
lasting.
on it.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, like, you can't rely on it as, like, "This is what I'm gonna do every time now," like, then it's just not you're just gonna be doing that forever, and that's not great. That's not helpful.
Yeah. And this is where I find people will be really honest and tell me, like, "I have a serious problem with my phone." Like, "I have a serious problem with doom scrolling. I have a
Yeah,
serious problem with" and for me, like, it's just kinda comical because, like, distraction was for sure a go-to for me, but it was, like, just craziness because I didn't, like, have social media. I didn't have, like, I don't know, that easy outlet. Mine was, like, I'm gonna hit myself, I'm gonna pinch myself, I'm gonna literally do anything to, like, distract myself from feeling anxious.
yeah,
So, yeah, I think in general, we have to have that recognition of, like, not super healthy to be using it all the time, but we all also need some distraction as
yeah,
humans going through really hard stuff.
exactly, exactly.
Okay. Grounding practices, somatic
Yes.
stuff, like the getting into your body type of stuff. I know you have much more experience with
Yes,
this than I do, so, like, I'm gonna let you
yes.
take this one.
Yes, I well, in the beginning of my panic attacks, I just was like, Googling all the things, so I had done, like, some tapping in the car, I had done, like, things like that, and my natural reaction always and still, like, my comfort is the floor. I'm a floor person, like, get to the ground, hit the ground,
Yeah.
if I'm outside, if I'm at home, like, I love being on the ground. Um, and I have done actual somatic I have met with a somatic therapist, and I learned things like bending over and kind of, like, just, like, letting everything kind of, like, hang, and that stuff feels really good. Like, it feels, like, silly and weird, like, I remember being, like, in the car and being like, which
Tapping
feels
everywhere.
so weird. Yes, like, it feels so strange, but, like, there is, like, a comfort to it, and, like, you do, like, kind of, like, come back into your body, which also sounds
Yeah.
weird, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense if you know what it feels like to be in a panic attack, and you're, like, feel completely out of control. You're like, "What is happening? Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Like, what is wrong with my body?" And so when you are able to, like, lay on the ground or, like, do that 5 senses thing that everyone says,
Yep.
5 like, name 5 things around you, name 4 things you can smell or however that thing goes, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but, like, to this day, I mean, I just, like, find being close to the ground comfortable. Like, I sit on the floor all the time, like, I'm like a floor person, like, I feel
Yeah.
good when I feel close to the ground.
I mean, I hear this often too with students, and it's so interesting because that it's not my go-to, but it makes so much sense. Like, for me, it's more the movement. Like, if I'm able to move my body and like just even kind of shake, dance around, like that's so helpful. But I think these things make sense, right? Our body is looking for like regulation. And one of the easiest I don't wanna say easiest, but, like, simplest ways to get that is to ground yourself. And whether it's using, your senses or your body or doing things that allows you to, like, actually feel and get into your body. I know for some people, this stuff, grounding, somatic stuff can be triggering, and I think that makes sense because if you're already, like, so in it and, like, feeling trapped in your body, this can maybe not be the most helpful thing. So, I think it is, like, I don't know, I wanna say for some people, it can be super helpful, for other people, not so helpful, but again, it can't be, I'm only doing this stuff when I'm feeling anxious. I'm doing it out of desperation when I'm feeling anxious. Like, I used to sort of, I don't know. I feel like I did the tapping sort of stuff, but it wasn't, I didn't know what tapping was, but I did it when I was experiencing dissociation. Like, when I had this period of like, I got hit so hard with DPDR and I would be out and, like, literally just, like, tapping because I think I got to the point where I was like, "Shannon, you can't keep pinching yourself and hitting yourself, like, this is not cool."
Yeah.
So I would sort of tap and, like, I don't know, I had no idea what I was doing, so it probably wasn't
Okay.
helpful in that
No.
sense. I was just, like, tapping random shit, but
Uh,
I think, like, it can be helpful in that sense of, like, bringing you back to your
yeah.
body, but it can't be this for me, it was definitely desperation, like, I was just tapping the
Yeah.
shit out of everything to be like, "I can't feel dissociated, like, I have to
Yeah.
be in my body," like so, I think as long as it's not that desperative, grounding stuff, somatic work can definitely be super helpful.
Pretty much everything we do in the beginning is at a
Right,
desperation.
right, right. Well, that's a good segue into safety behaviors, so
Yes.
obviously, like, we have to talk about this because I
Oh my
think,
god.
of course, a lot of people use safety behaviors as, like, a tool, and people probably will be surprised by this one too. I am not a person, a coach who's gonna be like, "You gotta stop doing all of these things." Like, "You
Yeah.
can't do this." Like, "Remove them all. This is the problem." Because I really don't think, like, they are the problem. They're definitely contributing to your lack of self-trust and belief that you can work through the feelings without these things. But let's back it up a little. So, obviously, safety behavior is things like relying on safe people, relying on, Google, reassurance seeking, like, even back to the quick fixes, right? Carrying things with you, having devices, having oils, having all this stuff that you really think, like, is keeping you, quote, "safe."
Yeah.
So, I think these things, yes, can be helpful in some ways, but we don't want this short-term relief. So, it is slowly getting away from them, but that happens by building self-trust, and it's not about, like, we've gotta rip them all away and you can't use any of these things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know we
Yeah.
both have experience with like, I was a safety behavior queen. Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, again, it's like if it's something that helps you feel braver in the moment, like to get yourself back in your own body, like, like that kind of way. Like if it's helping you get back into your body, that's fine. But it's just like not something that's gonna work long term. And like, oh my God, I wish that I had not Googled as much as I have
uh-huh.
in the
Oh,
beginning.
yeah.
But like, yeah, tell that to like Brittany a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like, no way, and no way.
Right. I mean, I always tell people it makes sense. It makes so much sense that you're doing these things. These things are coping mechanisms, and they probably worked for you so well for a while, and now they're not really, quote, working. And we have to, like, look at this and really look at how can we create a healthy relationship with anxiety, and it probably is slowly getting away from some of this stuff. Not trying to,
Mhm.
like, force them away, but slowly getting away from them.
Yeah.
Okay. I We have a few more things, and I wanna get to all of them, so maybe I don't know, we'll see if we can be quicker. I always say this, but we ramble, okay? That's what this
Yes.
is. So, the next one, medication. Obviously, one of the biggest tools that's not just recommended, but often used in anxiety recovery. So, I
Mhm.
know you tried it, I tried it. I feel like
Mhm.
so many of us have tried it. I think it can be helpful for some. It
Mhm.
is not helpful for others. I think it is just another tool, like, it's not a cop out, it's not cheating, it's if it's supportive to you, like I always said, I tried it, what, 3 times, and if it were helpful, I would have stuck with it, but it was not helpful for me. So,
Mhm.
I think definitely medication, like 8 out of 10 can be super, super helpful. I
Yep.
always tell my students, like, it turns the dial down a little bit on the sensations, the symptoms, the thoughts, so that you can actually focus on taking the healthy steps that's gonna help you to build that healthy relationship with anxiety. So, if medication helps you, like, okay, that's worth exploring, right?
Yep. Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm on something and I always always had Xanax on my purse, which actually just this past week, like, I still had just kind of kept it with me, just even though I haven't been taking it anymore, and just, like, the other day, I said to, my husband, I was like, "Oh my god, I never switched over my little" like, I have a little cute pill container that I would have, like, Advil in, a Xanax, like, just whatever you might
Yeah.
need, and I was like, "Oh my god, I never moved it to my new bag." And he's like, "Oh." I was like, "I've been going around without it." Like, haven't been taking it, but, like, it didn't even like, I hadn't even thought about it. I just always had it, like, in my back little zippered part of my
Mhm.
purse, and I was like it's just, like, another little thing to check off my list of, like, yeah, it's like I have been doing so good. I'm so proud of myself, but, like, it made me feel good to have it on me for a while, like, if I just in case it made me
Yeah.
feel like everything would be okay, and so I carried it around and,
But
whatever it takes.
yeah, I'm so glad that you said that because what I always tell people is like with these sort of things that we can look at as safety behaviors, medication, we can sometimes look at it as being a safety behavior, although I don't. It's not always, it can be. But I think these things naturally fade away the more you heal. And so it's not, I need to get rid of the Xanax, right? I need to stop taking the SSRI. These things will naturally fade and you won't feel the reliance, and maybe you'll get to that point, right, where you're like, "Okay, maybe I could go off this medication and I wanna try it," and, like, that is such a beautiful thing, but that comes with building that self-trust, building that confidence, right, taking the steps, and sometimes we
Yeah.
need the medication to help us do that work. So,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
medication, yes, like, good for it. Okay, obviously, one of my favorite tools in anxiety recovery is acceptance.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not the thing, right? Because I think that's where we can often hear, like, you just need to accept it, and then everything heals and you're cured. No, but acceptance of, like, anxiety, allowing it to be with you, like, really creating a relationship with it, not continuing to try to fight it and get rid of it. So, so helpful. Like, I
Yes.
almost wanna give this 10 out of 10 because, like, but it is that I don't want people thinking like, "Oh, I just accept and then that's where all the magic happens." It's like, it's acceptance weaved in with many other things.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that, like I mean, this, like, goes a little bit with reframing your thoughts too, but, like, the acceptance, like, one of, like, the biggest things that you gave me, like, was, like, when I thought I was, like, being nice to myself and being like, you're okay, you're okay, Brittany, like, calm down, you're okay," like, and you
Uh-huh.
were like, "No, like, you're, like, negating your feelings, you're just, like, pushing it aside," and I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm being nice to myself," and it's like, "No, you're not," like, I had to be more, like, accepting of myself, and, like, I had to just so I really had to start, like, rethinking that when I would be like, "Okay, Brittany, you're okay, oh, you're okay," like, I would gonna go to the bathroom, like, so no one could see me freaking out, and I had to be like, "Okay, Brit like, you're you're having some anxiety, you're panicking, you're freaking out. That's okay,
It's
like,
okay. Yeah.
sit down, take a minute, no one's expecting you to, like, do anything crazy right now," like, I had to, like, it was it was how I started, like, accepting it by, like, in the
Uh,
moment being like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, like, it's fine, it's fine."
yeah.
And, like, just instead of being like, "You're fine, like, what are you doing?" Because you do get, like, mad at yourself. You get like, "Oh, like, you're ruining this," or "Why do you have to do this?" or da da da, and so, like, by being more accepting of it, like, I didn't feel like I was accepting it, I just was kind of like, "Okay, Brittany, this is what you're feeling right now, like, it's okay, this is gonna pass, this is temporary."
Yep.
Like, so that's where, like, that was monstrous for me. I mean, that really was a huge, huge part of my healing process.
Yeah. I love that because I think acceptance on so many levels is, like, what a lot of people have been missing, and that was me for years. It was like, "How can I fight it, push it away, get rid of it?" And when I really looked at it as, like, "Oh, this emotion's not going anywhere, and it's just gonna
Yeah.
keep showing up and being louder and scarier the more I try to get rid of it," like, it was
Yeah.
so helpful for me to just recognize, like, I've gotta actually be there for myself and, like,
Yeah.
allow myself to have this feeling, like, and
I
that
mean,
was
acceptance is like self-love too. It's like
yeah,
being kinder to yourself. It's like there's nothing wrong with you. Like you are having a hard time right now. I mean, and isn't this like so momming too, right? Like when like they're like, like I don't know what to do with myself. And you're like, okay, it's okay. Like there's nothing wrong with you. Like right now you have big feelings. Like it's like you have to talk to yourself like
yeah,
that. And you like, this is okay, I promise.
right.
You're gonna be okay. Like I know you don't think it and it does not feel like it.
Yeah, it's so
I know
true, though.
I know you feel like you're gonna explode right now, but you're not going to.
It's so true. It's yeah, I mean, this also is another thing that's weaved into, all the work that I do, acceptance, self-compassion, like,
Yeah.
massive, massive. I mean, now that I'm saying this out loud, like, we didn't even put this on the list. There are so many tools, right? Like, we tried to
Right.
narrow it down, but, like, I have to obviously throw this in here now. Self-compassion to me goes along with acceptance. It is
Yes.
10 out of 10, like, so freaking helpful, is gonna help you so much to create that healthy relationship, not just with anxiety, but with yourself, which is it's like
Mhm.
how the healing happens.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a couple more. Meditation. And I would say this is a form of mindfulness. So, like, this bucket
Mm.
really, we should just say is mindfulness. Mindfulness
Mhm.
practices. I know this was a huge thing when I was struggling that was often pushed of like, okay, let's practice mindfulness. And I think the biggest area or way that people go wrong with this is only trying to be mindful when you're anxious, which backfires, and this is me for years, like, oh, I'm trying, right? I'm trying to, like, slow down and be mindful, and I just what you can't when you're feeling so anxious or on the verge of having a
No.
panic attack. So,
Yeah.
I always say, if meditation isn't your vibe, there are so many other forms of mindfulness. You've just gotta find one that is helpful for you and one that you actually enjoy. But I
Yeah.
think this is another one, like, 9 out of 10, so helpful, and you kinda can't heal your relationship with anxiety without it. Like, I don't think we can heal without bringing presence, slowing down, being with ourselves. Like, I don't think healing happens without that stuff.
Yeah. If you asked me, like, years ago to rate meditation, I would have been like 1 out of 10, like, because I felt like it
Same.
was, like, so dumb. I thought it was, like, so I'm like, "Okay, like, let me sit here and breathe." Like, I don't have time to breathe. Like, I have so
Right.
much to do, so much going on. My heart's rate like, like, it was just so, like,
Like,
silly
I
to
have
me.
so much to Google,
Yeah.
I don't have time to meditate.
Like, if you think I have time to meditate, like, absolutely not. Like, it seemed so, like, foreign to me. Like, I didn't understand how people could be, like, calm and quiet in their own way, and, like, honestly, I think the thing that helped me start being more mindful in my, struggle with anxiety for so long was Netflix has, like, had that, like, series, which I think they still have, and it's just,
Oh,
like, a few like the Headspace guide, he's an author, like, he does books on it too, but, like, they have these cute videos where it's like a circle, and it's like, "Are you going to bed? Or are you just trying to relax?" And I would just lay there and listen to it, and it
yeah,
really helped me be conscious of the fact of, like, being mindful. I don't have to, like, sit there, like, with my hands up and just breathe. Like, there's mindfulness is more than that, and it makes it
yeah.
more, like, accessible. Then I was like, "Oh, wait, okay." I think that really
Mhm.
helped me, like, it being, like, this visual thing on, Netflix that was, like, cutesy and, you could choose different, like, stories, and it was, like, a cabin in the woods and the water and look out at the stars, and I was like, "Oh, wait, I can do this, like, on my own." Like, it didn't feel like that, like, meditation, I just visualized something and then was like, "Wait, I can't do that. I don't have time for that. I have so much stuff to do. I have to do the dishes. I have to do this, that, that," like, I don't
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I'm
9 out of 10 for sure.
yeah, I'm glad that you shared that because I think where that comes from, because I also would have rated it a 1 out of 10, back in the day, but, like, where that comes from, right, is you and I are very similar, and so many students that I work with, we kinda all fall into the same bucket of, like, we are goers, doers, and also tend to be avoiders. And so when you have that mix of, like, always going and doing, and in part, hugely because you're trying to avoid your feelings and you're trying to avoid processing hard stuff,
Mhm.
meditation, slowing down, mindfulness type practices can feel really off-putting, can feel even not safe, and so it makes sense why a lot of people are like, "No, no, no, I can't meditate, I can't sit in stillness, I can't slow down," because it's like, yeah, you're not used to it, like, you're used to the complete opposite. And I
Yeah.
always say, like, so much of anxiety recovery is doing the opposite of what you've been doing for so
Yeah.
long.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think you've gotta find what's helpful for you, and a lot of the meditations that you can find, like, on apps or, like you said, even Netflix, like, those can be really helpful because 'cause they're more guided and it's not just leaving you to yourself of, like,
Yes. It's
"Sit
guided.
sit on a
Y
pillow," and
yes,
just
exactly. What do you want me to think about? Like, I'm gonna be thinking of all the things I have to do, haven't done, did
yeah,
wrong, conversations I had, like
yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
so insane. Like, I feel like that's the most relatable thing for people with anxiety and panic disorder. Like, it's like we don't have just like a clear, calm, natural path. Like, we need like to be guided. Like,
Yes.
we're just gonna replay all the things we've done wrong in our life. Like, don't leave us to our own devices.
If you do, my brain will go to some real creative
Yeah,
places. Like, yeah,
exactly.
yeah, it's so true.
Exactly.
So I think it's similar to, like, a lot of the other things, like journaling, somatic practices, like, you've gotta find something that is actually you actually find helpful for you, and it's not like, I remember back when I was struggling, people would, like, suggest so many things, and I'm like, "That's so not me," like, I wouldn't do that. So one of my favorite things is walking meditations, like, I love like, the best way for me to practice mindfulness is going for friggin' walks, not
Yeah.
having anything on in my
Yes.
ears, I'm not talking to anyone, like, you naturally get that mindfulness when you're out in nature, and especially walking. So, it's like,
Yeah.
find what is helpful for you and don't force yourself to, like, sit in crisscross applesauce, like my daughter would say, and
Yeah.
just be in
Yeah.
stillness.
And the more you do stuff, the easier it does get. Like, then it
Yeah,
becomes like, for me now, I haven't seen that Netflix thing in a few years. Like, I think it's still on there, I'm not sure, because now I know how to be more mindful, like, but
right.
that is just not a natural thing when you're anxiety, when you're
Yeah,
anxious or have panic disorder, like, that's not norm like, that's not natural for us at all.
for sure, for sure. Okay, the last one, and I do love this one, I always say it's, like, not the sexy appealing tool, but it is
Yes.
10 out of 10, like, right up
Mhm.
there for me with acceptance, self-compassion, self-care. Like, and I think this is truly a form of self-compassion. Like, you've gotta take care of yourself, you've gotta take care of your body, you gotta take care of your mind. Like, I always tell my students, these 2 are connected. If you're not taking care of your body, your mind is gonna be affected. So,
Yeah.
this is like the, moving your body, going to therapy if you find that helpful, practicing mindfulness, really focusing on eating nourishing foods, like,
Yep.
basic setting boundaries, like making sure your relationships are healthy, all this self-care stuff, I always say, is what will give you capacity to do the hard work. If you're not giving yourself the capacity and supporting yourself, you can't expect you're gonna be able to do the hard stuff like exposures and practicing things that are really anxiety producing. So,
Yeah.
I love self-care, not in the sense that it how it often gets described of like,
Yeah.
just take a tub and drink a glass of
That
wine.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, and it's all connected too, right? Like, your gut and your brain, it's all connected. So,
yep,
like, when you have anxiety or anything like that, like, any little thing that's off in your body can trigger something else. So, like, if you're eating just junk food, like, your stomach's gonna feel off, and then your stomach feels off, and then your brain's like, "Oh my gosh, something's wrong," and then, like, it all just spirals from there. So, obviously, like, the healthier you are, the more sleep you're getting, the more you take care of yourself, like, it's going to help all around because it's
yeah,
all connected.
all connected. We don't love to, like, look at it
We
that way, but
we love that for us.
it's like, "No, no, 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 just give me the device, give me the thing, I'll buy the
Yeah.
thing, and that'll fix it."
Just let me have ice cream every day and use my Calm Go, and I'll be fine. Is that even how you say it? Calm Go? I don't
I
even
don't know. I feel like also I'm like teetering at this point of like, I don't want to shit talk anymore. I've already shit talked. But like, but it's not
know.
just, it's all the things I tell Brittany all the time, like the amount of DMs, the amount of like brand opportunities and sponsor. And I'm like, get out of here. I will never ever
Yeah.
push any product for anxiety because could never, I would never have that belief in it. And
Yeah.
the proof like, so I would never push that to anyone. But anyway, so I wanna say this, it's not about finding the perfect tool, right? There's not gonna be one thing that you're gonna come across and be like, "This is it," okay? We
Yeah.
want that, but that doesn't happen. It's really about whether you're using the tool to support yourself, to build that healthy relationship with anxiety, or whether you're using it to avoid anxiety.
Mhm.
Obviously, I wanna use the tools that are helping us to create the healthy relationship with anxiety and show you that you can handle the feelings, right? And you can be with the feelings.
Yeah.
So, if you're trying, right, to find the one thing, this is just your healthy reminder, it doesn't exist, and we've really gotta just focus on the things that are helpful in helping you to build that healthy relationship with anxiety. Ugh,
Yes.
Brittany, this has been fun. It's always fun.
Yes.
I'm like, I'll be so happy when I'm back in like normal real time to be able to talk about like what's happening right now. But
Yes.
anyway, well, we will talk to you guys soon. And until then,
Yes.
as always, keep taking healthy action, guys.
Yay, bye.
Bye. I hope you loved this episode of A Healthy Push. If you have, I'd be so grateful if you could leave me a rating and review wherever you're listening to this podcast. This helps people to find the show and get the support they need. And if you know someone who could use a little push, be sure to share this episode with them. And for even more support, head over to ahealthypush.com for show notes and loads of tips, tools, and inspiration to help you on your recovery journey. I'll see you next week.